I'm going to make a pizza planter. I haven't made these in a long time, so I'm going to learn as we go along again. Same as you, we're going to learn how to do this. So the material list is part A, part B, urethane resin. So I mix these two parts together and it's 1-to-1, so I'm going to fill up 2 cups. I'm going to have a mixing container to mix them in. I need a piece of plastic and I need fabric that is very absorbent. So if you look closely, you can see through. So what that does is the urethane resin is going to go onto both sides, so it'll make it very strong. So first of all, the measurement. And the measurement is very simple. I am going to measure 8 inches plus 7 inches plus 7 inches. So I need to cut a circle out of the plastic and out of the fabric that is 22 inches. I'm going to use a piece of wood to do that and a pair of scissors. So let's get started. We're going to cut a piece of plastic and a piece of fabric, because if I just put the fabric on top of this, we would never get it out. So I'm going to get started cutting the plastic. This has been used before. Okay, so we came up with a measurement. We're going to do 11.5 inches. Going to put my screw here. And I'm going to find a place where I can get a circle out perfectly. Okay, we're going to cut this out and come back. And it's nice that it's nice and hot out. The sun is scorching, so this plastic has become very soft. I don't know how it would behave if it was -10 outside, but we've got that advantage. And it's black, so it's kind of melting. And if you wanted to, you could make 10 of these planters in a row. Just depends on how many of these you have. You could make it in a series. Okay, so there's my first piece. Shows up nice on the plywood. Really important to get it nice and flat. So here we go. Gonna maximize this. Now I can't remember how nice this fabric cuts. You might need to use a knife. Sometimes it doubles up when you cut something like this. Wow, this plastic's getting hot. Yeah, there we are. Okay, let's see how this cuts. Yeah, not bad. Scissors are probably dull. So the big test is how these materials lie down on top of this planter. That's going to be the big test. I remember that when I soak it with the material, it becomes a lot more stretchy and flexible. Okay, that's the idea. And when this gets wet, it's going to lie down a lot better, I'm hoping. Okay, so now we've got to mix up chemicals. And what I'm going to do, this is the messiest material you can imagine. It's like honey on your hands. It's brutal. Okay, I'm going to put this on top of here because I'm going to lift it all up together. Here we go. Okay, the nice thing about these two materials is they're 50-50. It's a task by Smooth On. Super important. Shake well before using. If you don't, it'll never go hard. And these materials, these urethane resins, they absolutely despise moisture. So if this guy was wet or the fabric was wet, forget about it. You're going to have a lot of trouble. It starts to foam like crazy. Okay, so I'm gonna, this is part B, so I'm gonna fill up one container, almost to the top. I put this away so I don't make a mistake. Part A. Nah. Okay, so part A, same dimension, same volume. I don't know what the tolerance is, but it's best to get the measurements really close. Okay, I'm gonna put some gloves on because I usually hate wearing gloves, but this stuff, it would be like having honey on your finger for a week. Okay, so these chemicals are foaming like crazy. They have so much foam on top of them. Yo, so we're gonna cut some relief cuts here so that it actually folds a lot nicer. Let's do about 6 of them. So let's get into it. Let's mix these two up. One is transparent and the other one's a bit whitish. Okay, I'm gonna mix these guys up and hopefully they'll turn white. That means I've done a good job. If you mix this really well, it'll harden very evenly. If you don't mix it well, it doesn't harden. Some areas remain tacky. So it's really important to get this process right. Try to do it in the shade because this takes very little to get set off. Would be nice if it wasn't windy. Where's this wind coming from? Always something that wants to interfere. I should be wearing gloves, but I forgot to put them on. Gotta work a bit faster. This is like putting tomato sauce on. Hopefully these cuts, it makes it harder to get the resin on, but hopefully it'll make the cuts a lot easier to fold onto this tray, onto the planter. Okay, this resin is going underneath the fabric. It's getting rid of the air bubbles underneath. Okay. I have to put these gloves on because I gotta lift this up. Be nice to have a size bigger. Choo, 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 choo. Okay, now the cement part. Go fast. Hopefully it's nice and wet still. This material has to be completely dry. You can't have any moisture in it. If you do, the resin doesn't harden, the urethane resin. It just stays there. Okay, now I want to pick sort of the nicest look. This is a little bit too far over. I'm going to go here. So there you go. Double it up. Okay. A bit more is missing. And you kind of want these folds because it looks really cool. And when you're putting this gravel on, don't be shy, get it on there. Okay, the sun is getting at it and it's going hard quick. Okay, listo, okay? Okay, so the moment of truth, you do a little hand test. This is like rock, super strong. Separate it. Okay, so there's the shape. I'm going to take a grinder to this and clean it up, and then we're going to plant it. We're going to make a hole, and then it's ready to go. So what's really nice is when you get your plants and you put them right in these joints where it falls in.